Las Vegas rocks all around the clock. Las Vegas rocks, 'cause this town never stops. Las Vegas rocks all around the clock, 'cause this town never stops. Las Vegas rocks.
Las Vegas rocks.
It's the Las Vegas Rocks radio show, the show before the show. Join us for a fast-paced hour of celebrity interviews and entertainment news. And now, here's Ron.
Well, Las Vegas rocks.
Las Vegas rocks.
And welcome to the Las Vegas Rocks radio show. I'm your host, Ron Garrett, along with co-host Tom Hillary. And coming in the door pretty soon will be entertainment reporter Tiffany T. My guests this evening are, I thought I had, are Zowie Bowie. We're waiting for him to call in on the phone. 8-time Best of Las Vegas award winner. Also, the guy who was the star of New Year's Eve at Circa, and hopefully he'll be calling in pretty soon, the popular guy. Entrepreneur, singer, producer, Jonny Bird. Hello, Johnny.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? Good. We're getting going here again. We're going to bring Vegas back, right?
Absolutely.
And you just came off some successful events that you have been doing over the years?
Yep.
Over the years, over the last few months. It seems like years, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't be in any other place in the world than right here.
I wouldn't either.
Love it.
This is the best place right now. Also with us is the entertainment editor of the Vegas Voice, host of the Vegas Voice TV show. What's it called? Celebrity Corner?
Celebrity Corner.
Celebrity Corner. And also the guy who does Evan Davis Jazz, and he tells us every week where everybody is and what's going on and what's happening out there. Evan Davis.
Yes, thank you, Ron. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Johnny, good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And also co-host Tom Hillary. I'm having some issues with Tom with Facebook Live here. I had for some reason, I put my fingers in the wrong places, and I've probably done that a few times.
It happens.
And I pushed the button, so I have to figure it all out. But that's who's here today, and also Miss Tiffany. She'll be here in just a minute. And hopefully we're going to call in from Chris Phillips, Zowie Bowie, in just a few minutes. He's taking care of his little baby right now, and maybe something's up, and got to take care of a little bit of business, right?
That's right.
So anyway, let's talk about the mission of the Las Vegas Rocks radio show. Why we're here and what we're doing here. And our mission is to encourage and to motivate and support and promote local entertainers and singers and musicians, comedians, magicians, dancers. I got to get everybody in here. Tribute artists, all entertainers, on stage, backstage, front of the stage, who work in all the showrooms, lounges, dinner clubs, nightclubs, show bars, and all other venues who feature live entertainment. That's the reason. And Evan, you're doing the same thing, right?
Yes, I am. I like working those venues, promoting, getting as many performers, entertainers, musicians out on the in the clubs and wherever I can get a venue and put a show together.
Well, my sweetheart is listening tonight, so I'm going to do my shout-outs, Evan. I'm going to come back and talk all about that.
Do we have sound effects like
we got Jonny Bird doing sound effects. My sweetheart is listening at home. Hey, Tammy Morelli, I love you, baby. Also out there tonight, Arthur Shanker Jr., former GM of the fabulous Dunes Hotel back in the day. Hello to Angelo Casaro, Ben Spano, and Janine Pritchard at the IAC.
Yes.
They take care of all of us, don't they?
Yes, they do.
My buddy PJ Gia Maria, he's roaming the desert in his RV. Probably not. He's probably found a home by now. Tom Letizia, my good buddy, going back years and years. A big Dodger fan. Sorry about Tommy Lasorda, Tom. And met Tommy. You guys have met Tommy before? How about you, Evan?
No, but I, you know what? I've been to Ebbets Field in Brooklyn when the Dodgers played there. I'm giving my age away, but I mean, I've seen Sandy Koufax pitch and back there, and I remember all those old time Dodgers.
I also visited Ebbets Field once, more than once, in 1956, before they left. I was 13 years old. Yeah. And saw the same thing. But the manager then, Walter Alston, right?
Yes.
And Tom Letizia online was asking who do you think's the most famous manager of the Dodgers? Well, without a doubt, it's Tommy Lasorda, but he was probably the most interesting guy out there.
Yeah. Well,
but Walter Alston wasn't exciting. He was pretty dull, wasn't he?
Yeah. I'm not. I'd rather talk about entertainment than baseball
sports.
right now.
Yeah, well, me too.
So,
John Scaglione in Tampa, Florida. Hey, Johnny, produces shows here in town. Marty Carmo up in Reno, my good buddy Marty. Jerry Walker, also in Reno. Hey, Jerry. Shout out to Barbara Brighton, and she's on the mend and pretty much healed by now. We'll be seeing Barbara out and about pretty soon. Janet Conway and Gene Ferrari. Janet's in New Jersey, and Gene's in Florida. And Gene's going to be coming out of Florida soon and doing some more shows back here in Las Vegas, and Janet will be with him. Tommy Ronca, my buddy, who was one of the original chaperones, that group back then in Naples, Florida. Hello to Michelle Johnson. Thank you, Michelle, for being on the air with us last week. And all the venues that support local entertainers, like the Vegas Room, the Sienna, Bootlegger. Hey, Dennis Bono and his show, Breaking Bread with Dennis. Maybe that's where Zoe is right now. I think he did that show last week. The Tuscany Hotel, they're doing a lot of business over there. They keep bringing acts back and so on. Hello to Joel Rigetti and Chris Jason. They're still out and about. The Rat Pack is still going. The Chianti Restaurant, Mr. Rob Garrett and Mark Maynard out there taking care of business and making things happen. Blair Farrington's Piano Man show at the Mosaic. That was right across from where you used to be there.
Yep.
Yeah. Hello to Bella Vita, also another restaurant. Prosecco's, which Kelly Vaughn's appearing there. Capo's with Bobby Ligori. Mark Giovi and Nicholas Cole at the Skyline down there on, where's that, on Boulder Highway.
That's where I got my start.
You know, and if I'm missing anybody else, I know. Give us a shout out.
Where'd you get the list of all that stuff?
From you.
Oh,
from you, Evan.
Sounded familiar.
I got the list from you. So those are the people that are supporting local entertainment here in town.
Yeah, and pretty much, and there's more. You know,
they got live acts going at the Sterling Club again too. Matter of fact, Chris Jason was just there 2 nights ago.
That's Tom Hillary speaking right there. I got to mention. By the way, you're listening to the Las Vegas Rocks radio show. I'm Ron Garrett. This is AM 670 KMZQ. Hey, Jim Dallas, you know, I used to forget to do that all the time, but now I have to. I was reminded I need to say who we are, where we are, and what station we're on. Let's start chatting with Mr. Johnny Bird while we're waiting for Zoe to give us a call in. Okay, Johnny? I did my homework on you. I didn't come up with much. No, I'm kidding.
And Johnny, I didn't even study.
Johnny, you're an entrepreneur. A producer, an entertainer. You have a company called Phoenix Studios. Is that still going? And New Vegas Live?
Yeah, New Vegas Live.
That's your new one, right?
Yeah, that was just kind of the transition from Birdland Productions, who I've been with for 27 years now. Mm-hmm. We moved out of the Twin Cities area here about 2 years ago. So, Phoenix Studios was just because we had a catastrophic loss, and it was up from the ashes. So it was in... You know, my last name is Bird. I figured it was appropriate. The Bird Phoenix tie-in.
That fits.
Yeah.
The rising of the bird. Of
yes.
The
Yep.
So that's your real name?
Yes.
That's your real name. Have you been kidded about that all your life? It's an obvious question, I guess. But have you?
I get the question all the time, and it makes me wonder if Larry Bird and other birds, there's lots of birds out there that got the same question. Because in the entertainment business, maybe it's... You get the question more often.
Larry Bird looked like a bird. He did.
Yeah, he had very skinny legs.
But as a kid, did they call you Birdman or?
They called me other things.
Okay.
But they didn't call you for lunch, though. That was the problem, I think. You went to Northern State University in Minnesota?
Northern State was in Aberdeen, South Dakota.
South Dakota.
Among others.
I didn't do enough of my homework.
Yeah, I did, I think. When all was said and done, I spent time at least 10 universities. Because wherever I'd move, I'd take classes. Mm-hmm. And so I was always wanting, even when I was beyond getting the degree and stepping in a different direction, I always wanted to learn things. Yeah, I still do. So,
sorry, I'm just looking for my phone real quick.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, the object was find stuff that interested me or stuff that I needed to know and go learn about it. Yeah, initially, I was on my way to be an attorney.
Really?
Yeah.
So what changed? What happened? You started becoming famous?
Yeah, an Arby's drive-thru changed it.
Were you in the window saying, would you like fries with that?
I was. The owner of an entertainment company in Minneapolis came through. I had a whole spiel. I had a stand-up routine at the drive-thru just because. I finally had a microphone, so I figured I'd get to use it. came through. Long story short is he got excited. He said, if you ever want a job in the entertainment business with your voice, give me a call. And he left his card. Then he drove off and forgot his food. So I showed up at his office the next day in Minneapolis with a brand new bag of Arby's food, whatever he had ordered. And I showed up and I said, hey, do you remember me? And he said, yeah. Yeah, I forgot my food because he got stuck in the traffic coming out. It was a rush hour. And I said, you also offered me a job. And he said, I guess I did. He laughed and he hired me on the spot. I did my first show that weekend, and it wasn't 6 months later that I was out of college. Full-time.
Well, I read an article that was in your hometown paper about you leaving town and going to Vegas.
Yeah.
That came up on my research today. And you did. You came to Vegas. Now, when did you arrive here?
Actually, my wife arrived before I did, September 4th, 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Did you ever expect that you'd be walking into a situation with what you do is something that we don't do for a while because of what's going on all over the place?
I don't think anybody could anticipate
anything
that.
like this.
No, because it's so unprecedented. You could anticipate downturns or market changes or entertainment shifts in what people wanted to see, but
does it make you feel? I mean, I know how I feel about it because
this is Evan talking right now.
Yeah, because I miss taking a microphone, going on stage. I don't sing or dance or anything like that, but I like hosting and emceeing a show. So I love getting on stage with a microphone in my hand.
I thought you were a singer. I have one picture of you holding the mic.
I know, and you even said,
and
Evan's singing, and Evan will be, Evan the singer, whatever it may be.
More of a player than a singer.
Yeah, well, watch that. I should shout out to one person, Sandy. Hi, if you're listening.
I mean, a player of music.
I know.
Not that guy. No.
But I mean, everyone, all the performers have to miss just having a microphone and performing to a live audience. There's so many online streaming shows that guys are putting on and gals, but being in front of a live audience, holding a microphone in your hand, has got to be something that we all really miss.
Yeah, I do miss that, of course, but to be honest. This is a horrible pandemic for everybody, and it's not just here. It's not just America. It's all over the world.
But you took it and ran with it because
exactly.
I came to see you. The first time I think I saw you was at the E Street.
Yes.
Which is now another place.
It is.
Are they going to, I'll just throw this out, are they going to make an entertainment venue out of that, or is it going to be the barbecue?
Yeah, it was planned, and the reason I transitioned out of there is because they were shutting down for complete renovations, and they were going to be back up a couple of weeks later. As of today. They haven't quite completed all the renovations yet, so they haven't started on the entertainment side. But no, not yet.
Well, you took the bull by the horns. You had shows there. I came to one or two of those, and they were terrific. And then that ended because of the renovations. Then you went off to another location.
Yes.
And you did some shows there.
Yep.
And all good things end. And now you're out looking for another venue to do more shows.
This industry is a ladder, and you can't escape the rungs on the ladder. I'm just taking every rung on there, and I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to stop trying to hustle and find things, just like Evan, just like a lot of people here. But the pandemic, what it does for me, it actually kind of leveled the playing field. I'm new to town. I didn't have 10 years or 20 years of name recognition here, and this gave me an opportunity to maybe catch up a little bit, because I'm not just an entertainer. I really like the business side too, and I like working and doing the hustling behind the scenes. And that's stuff that we can do right now. Writers should be writing. Performers should be practicing. We should come out of this and have 100 new shows here in Vegas that we never would have had the opportunity to have had this not happened.
It's going to be difficult to get started up again, Evan, don't you think so?
Well, I don't think it's going to be difficult.
Well, I mean, because there's nobody... People have left town. When you can't just call up and get your staff back. All the ushers and the waiters and the waitresses, they found other jobs. You got to restaff every hotel.
Right, but you're talking about the big venues.
I'm talking about the big venues.
The big venues. Yeah. I mean, I don't get involved with the big venues only because I can't. They don't know my name, and they won't open the door for me there. But
they will now because of this show.
Oh, yes, I know. Thank you.
They still won't open the door for you, but now they know.
They said, you can come in, but don't let Garrett behind you.
They'll show me the door.
That's
I think that's that's it. But we've already, with the Vegas Voice, and as people may know, I'm the entertainment editor for the Vegas Voice, and I produce all the shows. And as of today, we've already scheduled and signed contracts for 6 shows starting in August at different venues. So we're ready to go.
Well, let's come back and talk about those, because I'm going to take a break right now.
Okay.
And I'm going to go out. I'm going to take the break with Zowie Bowie and Nieve Melandra. Yeah. And they're singing this could be the start of something big. Here they are appearing. So he's not here, but we got him on video and audio.
You're walking along the street, you're in a party, perhaps you're alone, and then you suddenly go. Your someone's eyes, you suddenly realize it's ready to start something new. You're lunching at 21, you're watching the diet girl. You want to show your moves, except you feel the sky is suddenly this could be the start of something big. There's no controlling the unrolling of your faith, my friend. Who knows what's really the matter? But when I love her, you discover there's always my friend. Without her and without her, something wrong. You're up in an aeroplane, you're dining with sardines, you're lying in bed.
Both were prosecutors in the Clark County District Attorney's Office, each with 25 years of experience. One was chief of the Special Victims Unit, the other chief of the Homicide Unit. Both dedicated, both respected. Together, they are Craig Hendricks and Frank Como, the Vegas Dream Team for criminal defense you need in your corner. Call 702-222-9999 or visit VegasDreamTeam.com, a division of DeCastro Verde Law Group.
Get into the hottest performing sporty sedan, the all-new redesigned 2021 TLX. With its superior handling, optional drive modes, and advanced technology, it is the best sporty sedan on the road today. And lease a 2021 TLX for only $369 per month. Plus, the first payment is on us. Enter to win a Las Vegas Raiders autographed Josh Jacobs football with test drive. Only at Finley Acura in the Valley Auto Mall or online at FinleyAcura.com.
OAC $38.99 due at signing. Excludes tax, title, and dog fees. 36-month lease. See store for details. Some restrictions apply. Expires 1/4/2021.
I was in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean when it happened. There was a sudden jolt, and our submarine crashed on the seafloor. We were in total darkness.
That's Dr. Dejana Figueroa, a marine biologist and STEM teacher, talking about a deep sea dive she'll never forget.
It's funny. When I was a kid, I was afraid of the ocean, and there I was, 2 miles below the surface. But as a scientist, you prepare for that. Using our training and a little creativity, we fixed the sub and finished our experiments. The dive was just too important. Every dive gives us glimpses at things few people ever get to see. Glowing creatures, fiery undersea volcanoes. When we got back to the surface, I kissed the ground and called my mom, of course. But you know what? I wouldn't trade that dive for anything.
Dr. Figueroa uses her passion for STEM to discover new things and make the world a better place. She can STEM, so can you. Check out She Can STEM for more stories and inspiration. A message from the Ad Council.
There's no other place like Las Vegas to see. No other place like Las Vegas to be. Where beautiful mountains surround the town. Your dreams and fantasies are all around. The lights are so bright they stand.
And we're back on the Las Vegas Rocks radio show. And guess what? I got us on Facebook Live. I finally figured it all out. You got it on too, but I had to reboot everything. These newfangled inventions, right? What the heck's going on with all that? Right. Let's go back to what you guys were talking about. Go ahead.
What were we talking about? I don't remember. I mean, that was like so long ago, a couple of minutes ago.
Well, 2 minutes ago.
I know. If I don't write it down, I don't remember it. But we were talking about shows, right? Shows that the Vegas Voice has already scheduled, signed contracts for, as long as we can fill the seats and we don't have to social distance. We're in, and starting August 22nd is going to be.
What's the venue?
The first venue is going to be at the Flamingo Library, and it's going to be a big production.
That's a nice theater, you know.
I know. We had a great show there last year, and I'm not sure if Chris was was in that show or not. It was a Woodstock show, I think a 50th or 60th anniversary, whatever, of Woodstock. And it was a great show, a lot of fun, and really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. And usually when I have a bigger show, I need to have a guest host, because even though I like hosting, because I need to be behind the scenes and help coordinate people who are coming on, people who are performing, and when and where, and do all that type of stuff that I guess a producer or a backstage person does. But I still love getting on the air, and it's great. I love it.
Now you produce shows. You've produced a few shows, right?
Oh yeah.
Don't I have one queued up right now? That
yeah, I think you do. Probably one from way back in.
Do you have that set to go, Jim? The one with Evan.
Is that the one?
No.
With...
Okay, we'll hold on to that. We'll get to that in a minute.
Sure.
That's it there? Okay, this is a show that I found on Facebook today.
Yeah.
I mean, on YouTube today. And welcome Tiffany T to the show. Hi, Tiff.
Oh, hello, Tiffany.
Hold
You're
on.
sparkly.
There she is, right?
My two people who are watching right
You got two? I think I've got four, but Facebook, I got five. Tiffany will have 100 in about 1 minute when she puts on her Facebook Live. Anyway.
Oh, what were we talking about?
Shows, producing. You produce
shows.
Yes, I've done a lot of quite a few shows. I did a nice New Year's Eve show last year, which was a dinner show. It was sort of a New York New Year's Eve that ended at 9:00. We had a big screen, and we saw the ball drop in Times Square. And
how'd that work in Times Square? Did they do that again?
Actually, they did something in Times Square, but I was sleeping by then this year. So,
well, guess what? We have on the phone right now Zowie Bowie. Hey, Zoe.
Well, good afternoon, gentlemen. How are you all doing?
Hey, Chris. How are you?
Hey.
There he is. We have in the studio.
Getting to the party a little late here. That's so typical of me.
Not a problem, Chris. We have Evan Davis in the room.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Hi, Evan.
Hi. How are you?
We have Johnny Bird in the room.
Hey, Chris.
I just saw him a couple weeks ago. Love that guy.
That's right. And we have Tiffany T in the room. Tiffany, grab the mic.
Hi, Chris. Miss you.
Well, Tiffany T, you are a sight for sore eyes, and well, that pretty much sums it up.
I was watching your New Year's Eve show. You were amazing, and those showgirls, they really are perfect for you. That's amazing. Perfect.
Well, thank you. What a little gang you've got together here. I wish I was there with you.
Yeah, that'd be fine. But you're taking care of your baby, and I understand that, and that's a good dad, right?
Well, the baby usually takes care of me. That shows you how mature I am.
Let me go over a couple of things that I checked out today when I was doing my research. You are 8-time winner of the Best of Vegas Award. That's fantastic. You do vintage Vegas shows. You bring back the Rat Pack, but you also do hip hop as well in your shows. Also, someone wrote about this. I think it was a few years about you. They said that you have stylish blonde hair, perfect teeth, a chic wardrobe, and lots of bling.
Sounds
well,
like
thank God I was able to buy my success with that description.
How's that? Is that the description? Does that fit you?
You know what? I'd
Are
be
you brother and
curious.
sister or what?
That's your description too, isn't it?
Me?
Yeah.
No, short, fat Italian guy is my description.
I'd be interested in Chris in knowing which venue or which type you enjoy most doing.
Well, I think anybody who's followed me over the years, I think they know that the reason I came to Las Vegas, quite frankly, was to keep that traditional Vegas-style show alive and well, and which is a contradiction to how I make my living for the most part, which is this high-energy nightclub hip-hop concert. But by far, my favorite type of venue is the traditional Vegas showroom, and I'm talking about booths and actual tables and chairs. I'm not a fan of theaters where you feel like you're sitting in a movie theater trying to watch a Vegas show. I like the old-style Vegas showroom. And so, for me, I'm kind of a Vegas traditionalist, and if it were up to me, I'd get rid of all the showrooms and bring back the theaters and bring back showrooms. That's to me, that's what Vegas is all about.
I remember when you were with Marley back when doing some of those. Those were really great.
Did you read my notes, Evan?
No. Oh, were you? I'm sorry. I have a very bad memory.
Did you read my
but
notes?
Some things I just...
Wait a minute.
No copying off the other kid's paper, Evan.
No, that's fine. I don't mind. But a couple of things here I want to just say. You've done 6,500 shows in 30 years. That's a lot of shows. I think only Wayne Newton's got you beat. And
I actually got paid for half of them.
Just half. That's
very
good.
well,
That's
Zowie.
pretty good. That's pretty good. But let's go to New Year's Eve. This was something for you. Now, you were there with some great entertainers, Jennifer Cloher, Michelle Johnson, great players up there, the ZB Showgirls Company, your wife's new company. She put all that together. Some of the background people was Isaac Tubb of Human Nature, Sina Foley. Lots of great players on stage with you. You had a whole lot of great things going on. You expected a crowd. What happened?
This was by far, in 35 years of entertaining, probably the craziest and most unexpected gig I was ever offered. It was back in August, right in the heart of the shutdowns and COVID and all that, thinking that, there wasn't any kind of light at the end of the tunnel for entertainers. And out of the blue, I get a call from the president of a company called Nexstar, which is out of Dallas, and they are the company that owns the majority of CBS affiliates across the country and some Fox stations and some other things.
They own Channel 8 here in Las Vegas.
Because of COVID, we're not going to have our traditional programming this year, and we've done our homework, and this is a true story. This is exactly how this went down. They said, Chris, we've done our homework, and we've kind of been led your way and determined that you're the Vegas guy to call, whatever that means. And if we gave you 2 hours on New Year's Eve on national TV, what would you do? What's your concept, and where would you do it? And we need to know in 24 hours while we're still here in town, and so we can walk the property.
Oh, wow.
That is a true story. That is exactly what happened. Within 24 hours, I had called my buddy who was building the hotel at the time, called Circa, and I said, hey, buddy...
It's good that he was your buddy. Yeah, that's a good thing right there, right?
Yeah, we've been friends and worked together for many years through the D and what I do on Fremont, and so... I knew that he had this huge property that was opening up, and quite frankly, the full grand opening was going to be 2 days prior to New Year's Eve. So I thought, what a great place to bring our show. That way, with this particular property, we could kind of not only cut the ribbon for a new property, but in my opinion, the whole point of doing this show was on behalf of Las Vegas, to kind of cut the ribbon for Las Vegas, saying we're back, we're open, we're alive, we're well. Come on back, folks. And for this to be kind of a showcase for everything that's great about Las Vegas, and try to include as many people and things as we could that reflect, how great this city is. Well, as time went on, that sounded like a great idea at the time, but COVID never went away.
No.
And with that said, we intended, they had 4,500 tickets they were intending on selling for this thing, because that's their capacity. And that's
at the stadium swim, right? Is that the name of the?
And then literally 2 days before New Year's, they cut even the 400 that were going to show up, and decided to do it with no crowd whatsoever. And that was fine.
Was there Chris? Was there any warning to that? Because they were marketing, and all of a sudden we see the releases that it was not going to happen. Was there any warning? Did you hear about it before it happened? Did you go out there and do the show expecting a crowd, or you knew it was going to happen, right?
We had a pretty good feeling about a month out that things weren't looking good, but they still, within the guidelines still that are in place today, could have done 400 people. Because, like I said, it seats 4,500, and the way they were going to have it spaced out there, because it's a pool, we got away with a few more people than the traditional indoor venue of some sort, which only can go up to like 50. The governor of the city was requiring us to shut down. We just thought it was probably a smart idea, not just for the safety aspect of things.
So it wasn't a visit from the authorities that told you, no, we can't do this. You guys decided to do it yourself.
That may have been the case, but it was literally 48 hours before we hit the stage that they decided to pull the crowd aspect of it. Yeah. And that, in retrospect, I'm so glad they did, so cool. Because what happened, as you may or may not know, is we got up there, and for the first day that I can remember in months, came this hurricane of wind and freezing temperatures. And when we were attempting to do our show with all these showgirl feathers and music stands and everything you can imagine, up there where this pool is located acted as like a wind tunnel between the actual hotel and this massive 140-foot screen that's behind us. And so down on the street, the winds may have been 20 to 30 miles an hour, but up there it was more like 50 to 70 miles an hour. And it was almost comical. It was so horrific. So
in
regards to the crowd, we're glad that nobody came out there because it would have been so uncomfortable, so miserable, so cold that nobody would have wanted to stay anyway.
I know that hairspray was something. No, you know what?
Here's Evan.
Yeah, you know what? I'm curious what you think, but I have this feeling that because of what's happened, that the big venues aren't going to be coming back the way they were so quickly. And I think and I hope that a lot of the lounges are going to start to reopen as lounges the way it used to be in the older days.
And we'll all have work.
That's nice. What I'd love.
Right, Tiff?
What do you think, Chris?
I think you're absolutely right. It's going to be a long time till we get back to certainly the crowded theaters, the Cirque du Soleils, and the big shows that have hundreds of people in attendance, which opens up, as you indicate, more opportunity probably for the smaller clubs to still keep people divided up a little bit and whatnot. But as far as like nightclubs, like the Hakkasan and the Marquis and things, I just feel so bad for them because I don't see that happening for at least a year.
Yeah.
And with that said, it kind of creates an opening for small to mid-level shows to maybe go into these venues that are vacated, at least for now, to maybe try to get creative and do something that can lure people into the properties by having some kind of entertainment in there. Even if it's in the big showroom, bring 50, 60 people in there like some of the rooms are doing.
Well, you know, Chris, you want to talk about luring people into your show. I think that storm that came on, I think it was blowing up all the girls' skirts, and it made for quite some luring in there. I think very alluring. And I think your wife, your gorgeous wife, she pointed out that in the sky there was this. You knew there was a storm coming because she pointed out there was the moon that night, and there was a Z for Zowie Bowie in the clouds.
There was.
How long did you work on that one?
Cloud formation that it looked like almost like Zorro was coming.
No, it's for Zowie Bowie. It was all for you. You just blew it up.
Tiffany T's here, as we know. Zoe, can we hang on just a second? We're going to take a break right now.
Here with you guys.
Yeah, hang on, stay with us. We're going to take a break right now, and we'll be right back with more. But you're listening to the Las Vegas Rocks Radio Show. I'm Ron Garrett on AM 670 KMZQ. We'll be right back. Right now, Barry White, my first, my last, my everything. Tammy, that's you.
We've definitely got our thing together, though. Why? Isn't that nice?
I've got Facebook Live, Zoe.
I can easily feel myself slipping more and more ways. That super world of my own. Nobody but you and me. We've got it together, baby. My first, my last, my everything.
Here's a message just for the attorneys out there. So you passed the bar, joined a firm, or even built your own. Now are you finding out that you're doing more administration than actual law practice? Lexicon can help. Lexicon is a legal services and technology provider with over a decade of experience streamlining administrative tasks like timekeeping, HR, billing, client intake, and more, so you can focus on maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Call 855-4LEXICON or visit lexiconservices.com/go to learn more.
Guys and gals, by now you know there are non-invasive and minimally invasive medical solutions to hair restoration without side effects, right? Nope. Okay, so you don't know. Doctors of Hair use only clinically proven treatments, from platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle to halt hair loss and regrow hair, to the FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser that's proven to regrow hair, to NeoGraft hair transplants that offer discreet, natural-looking results in a week or less with no linear scarring. All of these services are administered by doctors of hair caring medical professionals, experts at understanding how devastating hair loss can be at any age. Treatments work for both men and women wanting a natural, thicker head of hair without side effects.
Doctors of Hair. Call now, 702-751-0086. That's 702-751-0086. Or online at doctorsofhair.com.
Doctors of Hair. Now you know.
There's no other place like Las Vegas to see.
And we're back on the Las Vegas Rocks radio show. On the phone is Chris Phillips, a.k.a. Zowie Bowie. Chris, I did some research on... Yeah, people must ask you all the time about, why Zowie Bowie? What about that name? And everything else.
The dumbest possible name you could possibly think of.
And I did my research. I know why you're Zowie Bowie, but why don't you tell everybody how that worked out?
I wish there was kind of an interesting story to it, really, but it was about 26 years ago when I started this, and I was, at the time, a long-haired heavy metal drummer, and I'd always dreamed of being Mr. Vegas guy. Paul Anka and Don Rickles, and these guys were my heroes, and I always wanted to be up front doing something. I'm not even sure what, because I'd never sang, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to pull that off, but my heroes, of course, were Elvis and Sinatra, and these guys that I just associated so strongly with not just being singers, but Vegas singers. I never had any intention of wanting to write music or go on tour or even be on MTV. I wanted to be in a showroom with a cocktail and a spotlight and an orchestra. That's always been my dream since I was a kid. And so we had some friends of mine back in Tempe, Arizona, that was in a early 80s novelty band that did, new wave type music and some David Bowie and some other things. And they said, Chris, our singer, got sick. We've always known you've had a dream to do this. How would you like to fill in for him? It's in a couple days, so, good luck. But here's your opportunity. And I thought, oh, my God, this would be great. So I tried to learn the songs. But in the midst of that, I thought, what if I pretended to be David Bowie's kid, Zowie Bowie? Because that way, if I completely bombed and couldn't remember any words, who cares? I'm David Bowie's kid.
That's a good way out of it.
The novelty alone would carry me. So I did that as a joke, kind of. But I had so much fun doing it, and it went well. I cut my hair off, I sold my drums, and I started my own band called Zowie Bowie.
Zowie Bowie.
At the time, I was doing the same type of theme, but that fell by the wayside pretty quickly. And for the overwhelming majority of my career, my show has had nothing to do with 80s music or David Bowie.
Did you get a phone call from Zowie Bowie saying, hey, I'm going to use Duncan Jones now, so you can go ahead and be Zowie Bowie? Did he do that?
He had changed his name when he was young to Duncan Jones, as you indicate, and became a successful director. And it wasn't until there was a movie festival at the Palms Hotel when I was performing there for a while that he came in and he saw these posters and billboards all over with his damn name on it. And so he did contact me and said, what is the deal with this? And I said, Duncan, I love the name. It has nothing to do with you. I'm not trying to imply that I am you or related to David Bowie, but I thought the name was catchy and it's working. And, I don't even know how to get rid of it.
Definitely catching it, and it caught on.
It's become a brand.
Now you get everybody says, "Well, we all know his real name is this, his real name is that," but it's cool the way you set that up. Johnny's here. Johnny Bird. He wants to chat for a second.
I did have a question about that. How uncomfortable were you when you were approached by him at that moment?
Well, I said, I'll tell you what. I got the official okay from his mother, who is Angela Bowie, who lived in Scottsdale. And so Angie Bowie was married to David at the time, or with him, and they had Zowie Bowie. And she told me at the time, she walked up and said, I don't know what you're doing with the name, but as long as it's good, I don't care.
Have you seen him since?
No, I've never heard from him again. I never heard from either one of them. And I just kept using the name. And as I say, now 26 years later, and I think that I've had the name considerably longer than the real Zowie Bowie. I think I actually own it now.
What's your next project?
It's a nice thing sitting on the couch day after day with nowhere to go, no gigs in sight. And what I'm actually trying to do though is to graduate from the cover band nightclub stage to more of a significant Vegas show type stage, because my whole life I've dreamt of putting on a legitimate a full-scale Vegas show with showgirls and dancers and those type of arrangements, and most importantly, a big horn section. To me, horns are everything.
Yeah.
And so I've always done a vintage Vegas show over the years here and there, but it's never been a full-scale show with the whole choreography and dancers. And so for this New Year's Eve thing, I had a cast of 31 people.
Wow.
And once you do that, it's like, God, how do I go back?
How do you go back?
I know. Cover band?
Yeah, I'll put you on the spot right now. As I mentioned earlier, I don't know if you were around at the time, but we're starting the Vegas Voice is starting to produce shows. We've got contracts, and we're up in and hopefully running. August 22nd is going to be our first show at the Flamingo Library, and I have no idea what I'm going to do, but I know it's going to be a big show.
Well, Evan, everything you do is so authentically Vegas that I've always been a big fan of you and everything you've done, and you've been kind enough
listen
to
to this.
I've got part of your shows over time, and I love it.
I've got a little cut here of an Evan show that I want to play. This is back in 2016, Chris, when Evan was talking to Tony Sacca on stage at a what was the venue?
Silverton.
Silverton.
Yeah, was one of the
and Tony broke into this song with Amanda Kaiser doing Louie and Kelly. Go ahead. Keely, right?
She just loves me, don't you? She just loves me. That old black magic can't be a spell. That old black magic that
Tony Sacca, Amanda Kaiser, and Evan presented that show.
Yeah, and I know I had some kind of variety show or some show that you were in that I did. I don't remember what it was. Do you?
It was actually at Silverton.
Oh, it was at Silverton.
It may have been that night, for all I know. I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know. But listen, I will call upon you for the August 22nd to do something. There will be a small stipend. As there always is a small stipend.
No, I commend anybody that's attempting to do anything, these days on the Vegas stage, because it's just almost impossible to do anything with your hands tied so much between the various restrictions and guidelines, and it's just so depressing, not just for the entertainers, but even more so for all the people that make entertainment happen, as I've pointed out.
Well, thank you, Chris, for being on the Las Vegas Rocks radio show. I know you've got a young baby there to take care of, and I got to get to some other business. I really appreciate that you're there. You can stay on if you like. I want to get to Tiffany. She's got a report about what's happening in Vegas, and also I have some Johnny Bird music I want to play. You want to stay on, or you can?
This worked out great because we'd forgotten I was to be on this, and my wife is standing at the door saying, "We got to go to my sister."
Okay.
Chris,
thank you so much for being on the Las Vegas Rocks radio show.
No, I'm the one who's honored. Thank you for having me, and I certainly am dear friends with all your guests, and I wish them well, and I hope I see you guys all soon.
Thanks.
We'll
all be together soon.
We're taking a break right now. We're going out with Johnny Bird.
I have no idea what this is going to be.
Here it comes. We'll find out in a second. Here's Johnny Bird.
Sometimes you get the good,
Last slide.
the bad. Last slide. That's what all the people say. You're riding high and ain't shot down in May. I know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on time, back on time in June. Sing that slide.
Guys and gals, by now you know there are non-invasive and minimally invasive medical solutions to hair restoration without side effects, right? No. Okay, so you don't know. Doctors of Hair use only clinically proven treatments, from platelet-rich plasma hair therapy that uses your own platelets to stimulate stem cells deep in your hair follicle to halt hair loss and regrow hair, to the FDA-cleared clinical hair restoration laser that's proven to regrow hair, to NeoGraft hair transplants that offer discreet, natural-looking results in a week or less with no linear scarring. All of these services are administered by Doctors of Hair caring medical professionals, experts at understanding how devastating hair loss can be at any age. Treatments work for both men and women wanting a natural, thicker head of hair without side effects.
Doctors of Hair. Call now. 702-751-0086. That's 702-751-0086. Or online at doctorsofhair.com.
Doctors of Hair. Now you know.
Las Vegas at A Plus Automotive. Get your repairs done today and pay later at our 2 locations, 564 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard and 7235 South Rainbow Boulevard inside the car wash. A Plus Automotive repairs today, pay later.
There's no other place like it's the Las Vegas Rocks Radio. I don't even know my own name here. It's the Las Vegas Rocks Radio Show.
I distracted you.
You did. You distracted me. I'm Ron Garrett. This is AM 670 KMZQ. And I think Evan wants to introduce you there, Tiff.
Yes, I wanted to say hi. This is Evan Davis from Las Vegas Rocks and also from the Vegas Voice. If you don't mind me saying that,
no, because
of course.
you got Facebook Live.
I've got Facebook Live on. But I want to introduce a very special guest, a young lady who will tell you about what's going on this weekend here in Vegas, Miss.
Yeah, but keep it short.
Miss Tiffany T.
And I'm up. All right. Thank you. Hey, Evan Davis. So, I get a lot of my information from you and your website. I follow you, which I think everybody should do because you've got the hottest stuff. But I do have a few extra additions. So, we've got tonight, Saturday the 9th. I want to start that at 5 o'clock, even going on right now until 9 o'clock. One of my favorites, Liz Clark, DJ, is spinning at the Heart Bar in Planet Hollywood. I love her so much. She's definitely worth it. She's gorgeous just to look at. Of course, she plays some good music. She's the only DJ I really follow here in town. At 6 p.m., we've got George Bugatti is going to be at Bootleggers. We also have Lanny Counts, who's over at my favorite, the Italian American Club. And I don't want to forget that at 8 p.m., I'm loving this. Justin Shandor is doing a streaming live Elvis trip. The ultimate Elvis tribute artist is what he is. Justin Shandor. He looks just like Elvis. He's so gorgeous.
One of the best.
Oh my gosh. And Jennifer Romas, she's killing it. Of everybody that's working, the 2 hardest workers in town right now that are getting all the work, Rita Lim, we know that, and Jennifer Romas is number 2. She's rocking it with the sexy show. So 9 p.m. you want to go to the Hustler Club, Larry Hustler Club, for Jennifer Romas with Ann Martinez for the sexy show, and it's well worth it. I never get enough of it. I can watch it a million times. Tomorrow on Sunday, we actually have some good things going on. At 5 o'clock, we've got Ronnie Rose with Mike Clark. He's a pianist. He's fantastic. By the way, Mike, I hope your wife is doing well. And they are playing at Gillies in Treasure Island. Then we've got a 6:30 p.m. dinner show, where the show actually starts at 8 p.m., and it's the Feeling Good with Jason Allen at the Italian American Club. And at 7 p.m., we've got Rita Lim, of course, with Dave Siegel. And they're going to play at the Piazza Lounge at Tuscany. Would you like to hear about next weekend?
Go right ahead.
He's going to let me have it. Let me have it, Ron. Next weekend, be prepared because we have more live music and more entertainers. You want to go out and just please support everybody that's performing live right now because they need you and they love everything that you do for them. So on Friday, January 15th, we've got a 6:30 p.m. dinner show starting at 8 p.m. That's Philip Officer at The Vegas Room.
The Vegas Room.
The Vegas Room. We've got 6:30 p.m. One of my favorites, Hal Savar. The Hal Savar Severe Experience is going to be at the Retreat in Charleston. And at 7 p.m., we have Genevieve at Italian American Club. Of course, 8:45 p.m. on Friday the 15th, the Kenny Davidson Experience is the Piazza Lounge at the Tuscany. And, of course, Saturday the 16th, we've got 6 p.m. Kent Foote at the Italian American Club. Of course, he plays with the Vegas Goodfellas. And one more, final, 6:30 p.m. dinner show with Philip Officer at the Vegas Room.
Where are you going tonight?
Well,
where are you going tonight?
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
Oh.
You want to tell us about your relationship? No, let's not do that.
If I tell you where I'm going, the whole world's going to show up, and COVID can't handle that.
You just announced on Facebook that you had a new relationship.
Well, I do, but half the time these boys can't handle me, so it's kind of it's a trial run right now.
Trial run, okay, trial run.
They mostly can't handle me.
Thank you, Tiffany. I want to just give a shout out to Sylvia, a friend of mine in Florida. Say hello to Bill for me. And wake him up. He's probably sleeping by now. 3 hours.
Johnny?
Yeah, I had one to add to the roster for tonight. Bucky Hurd is going to be at the Piazza Lounge at 7:30 rather.
Are they ever going to get back together again? The new Righteous Brothers with Bucky, and is that going to happen again when they open up Harris?
As far as I know, yes. And as far as Bucky, Vinny from the Bronx Wanderer is going to be maybe showing up tonight, and I'm hoping that we can get the three of us back together.
Tonight.
Yeah, we're hoping to get the three of us back together if I can get another venue to put the Triple Threat show on.
And I saw the three of you together at your other
we
place.
had so much fun.
It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Totally unscripted.
The Triple Threat show has got to be phenomenal because there's some great entertainment there with you and Bucky and Vinny.
Yeah, we had so much fun. And one of the things I think they like the most is the fact that they're in such structured and rigidly structured shows. With this show, it was completely unscripted. We had a theme, but it was the audience wrote the show for us on the spot. We get hundreds of requests every night, and we just winged it and had so much fun.
We hope to see that show. I got look what's in the camera here. This can of disinfectant. We take care of all protocols here at. That's a can of disinfectant. All protocols here at KMZQ.
Oh.
Now you've got. I want to talk real quick with Johnny about your appearance in Amargosa Valley at the Long Street Hotel, another Jim Marsh property on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I played there for about 2 years, and they called me out of the blue. And said, we're going to open up just a little bit out of the room. We're going to take tables and put them all over the dance floor. Would you consider coming down? I said, absolutely. I don't have anything else going on.
How was the crowd?
It was great. There were a lot of people at the hotel, and they kind of filtered in on and off during the course of the night. But I had so much fun. I love that show. I sang 75 songs.
Yeah, 75 songs.
75 songs.
How long were you up on stage?
I was up on stage for a good long time. Probably started a little bit early, went, I think, 6 hours.
All right.
And we're going to see you back soon, right? Someplace. You're going to show up pretty quick here.
Very soon.
Very
In fact,
soon,
on Monday, I might be able to announce something.
I remember doing one of my first shows at the Silverton. It was I think a veteran show, and I was on there. I was having so much fun. I was on there. I think it was hosted by Bob Anderson, and then Clint was there and Frankie Shinter, and they all jumped on stage. And the show lasted maybe 3 hours or 2.5, whatever. And I thought it was great. And then that's a long time to sit in the seat and. So, but yeah, Tom, go ahead. I think you want.
Well, I think I got one more break to take real quick. We're going to come back to Tom right after this break.
And I just say a quick hello to my wife. She's watching. Hi, Sandy.
Okay, we'll be right back. Right after we hear from Winona Judd and singing this also for Tammy.
Between the lines, in case I need it when I'm older. Mountain I must climb feels like the world's upon my shoulder. Through the clouds I see love shine. It keeps me warm as life grows colder. In my life there's been heartache and pain.
Mr. Rogers said, look for the helpers. You can always find people who are helping. Thank you to all the first responders who put their lives in danger to help us when my brothers and sisters need them. We look out for the helpers because they look out for us. Thank you, first responders.
Help us help first responders in your community today. Go to firstrcf.org to learn more.
Las Vegas at A Plus Automotive. Get your repairs done today and pay later at our two locations, 564 East Silverado Ranch Boulevard and 7235 South Rainbow Boulevard inside the car wash. A Plus Automotive repairs today, pay later.
There's no other place like Las Vegas to see.
And we're back on the Las Vegas Rocks radio show. I'm Ron Garrett. Tom Hillary, my co-host. We haven't heard much from you, Tom. I've had a full house. We've had Zowie Bowie, Chris Phillips on the phone, Evan Davis. He's here doing what we do, so he wants to promote as much as I do. Tiffany T, who's been gone for 2 weeks. We didn't see you for a while, but she's back, and she's out chasing around, finding out what's going on. And Johnny Bird, we appreciate so much that you're here. Tom, what's new?
Well, actually, there's a lot of good stuff coming from the movie land right now. We are able to produce. We're in post-production now with another Mickey Rourke movie called Commando. So I'm not quite... It is all filmed, and of course the filming is the hard part, but the post-production is the long part. So that did get done. It's on its way out. I think about a week or two from now, we're going to be having some auditions for the Bob Lomasaro movie, Dark Offerings. That's the alien abduction.
Are you going to be holding the auditions?
Well, actually, Bob is doing it.
Bob
I'm
is
sort
doing
of there to assist him.
You going to be there?
Oh, of course. I mean,
what kind of talent you looking for?
On the dark offerings, it's local.
Local.
Yeah, it's to be filmed locally with local people.
What kind of parts?
Young athletic people who all of a sudden...
Nobody in this room.
Damn.
Yeah. Hey, come on, Tiff.
Well, we're talking the men. The men, of course. We all know that Tiff is in shape.
I can't see you doing a double flying sidekick, Tiffany. I don't know why, but
I can.
Yeah, I need to see that. A lot of people want to see that, Tiffany. Get that. Oh, the right outfit. You just kill the whole thing. But anyhow, moving on from that.
Moving on.
Yeah, it's an action movie. It's based upon it's alien abductions, but with a little generational twist. It's actually going to be part 2 of a proposed trilogy. So I've been working with Bob for quite a few months on this. And Gino Payne, who was one of the videographers from Game of Thrones, is in town. And it looks like he'll be the director and videographer for it. So there's the good news there. Doing my bit to keep people employed. We're making up posters for all the movie scripts I've got sitting in my files right now, so that's about another 9 of them. Jan is happy to hear that. It's easier to promote something when you have a visual to show.
And let's mention your cover of Inside Magazine that we talked about last week.
Oh, yeah, with the... Marquee Who's Who, which is, I do have to point out, there are different Who's Who. Marquee is the one that's been around since 1898. Yeah, they decided to put me on the cover of Insight Magazine. And they decided, how did we put this again? Not centerfold, that's the wrong one. Oh, yeah, middle page.
Not centerfold.
Middle page.
Not centerfold. I don't want to see nothing but a scarf.
No fold out.
So I'm very proud of that. It has all of my life story that I'm willing to share. Put it to you that way. No, that's the different magazine, hon. So the quote I did put in is, you cannot please everyone with every film or story. You have to select the demographic that you want to serve and be sure you serve them well. So for all you people who got a problem with Gone with the Wind, Plan 9 from Outer Space, Colors, Blackboard Jungle, and every other movie that's ever been made, we don't care. We can't make you all happy, and we're not trying to. Understand that. Somebody else will make you happy if I don't.
Now, did you ever do a centerfold, Tom? Did you ever think about a centerfold?
No, not really.
No, because we were making...
I thought it'd be unfair competition, so
I said no. I see. Because that's what it would be. It'd be just you and a scarf. That's what the centerfold would be. You know, that would be
a scarf on.
I didn't need to picture that.
No, okay. How we doing there, Jim? Okay. We're going to stretch a little bit. We don't have to stretch. I'll just ask Evan to say something.
Yeah,
Evan Davis Jazz.
I just want to
plug your own business.
Right.
Plug your website.
Well, first of all,
your
my
email.
website is evandavisjazz.com. You go there, you can find lots of good stuff, but you'll find mainly the calendar that I put out. I update it every week. The information I get is from the performers and the entertainers, and I only list what they send me. And I send out an email to them on Thursdays asking what the gigs are for the week. That's how I get the information. If they don't send it to me, I'm not searching. I'm not going to put it on. And also I send an email out on Wednesdays to about 2,500 people with all the information.
I wait for it every Wednesday, so I have something to talk about on this show.
So anyone wants to get that email, my email address is evandavisjazz@gmail.com. You can find my name, my address, anything on the bathroom walls in probably every hotel and casino in town. But other than that, I want to thank Ron for having me on, and I really enjoyed it. I want to really come back and maybe spend time, you and I discussing just what we're planning to do with Vegas this next year.
I know what we're going to do. Johnny?
www.newvegas.live is the website. You can go find out about shows, or go on Facebook, Johnny with no H, Bird, B-I-R-D, and join the New Vegas flock. They can find out about all the upcoming shows. We've got a meeting on Monday. Might be able to announce on Tuesday.
Great. We'll see you working pretty soon.
Yes, sir.
Tiffany?
I just want to say that Johnny's voice was so smooth, I just about lost myself.
Is that right?
That was fabulous. John, you could talk some more.
Thank you, Tiffany T., Tom Hillary, Evan Davis, Johnny Bird, and, of course, thank you to Chris Phillips, a.k.a. Zowie Bowie. Thank you for listening, Bowie. Thank you for listening, Bowie. Thank you for listening.